Good Gratitude Day. Welcome to SF Jazz. My name is Destiny Muhammad, and we are the Destiny Muhammad Trio. (1971). Soul jazz artist Marvin Gaye writes the song Inner City Blues, singing the cry of black folk in the inner cities. My folks say it makes me want to holler. It makes me want to holler the way you do my life. Jazz and social justice. Just what is social justice? Social justice is defined as the belief that all people everywhere have the right to have complete access to wealth, health, well-beingness, opportunity, and justice. Wealth, health, well-beingness, opportunity, and justice. Jazz artists, the ones that I'll be speaking of, often would write compositions about the things that were happening in their communities, and particularly the Black communities. One of those folks was Dorothy Ashby. Dorothy Ashby was an incredible jazz harpist with a trio, which is who I really love. And she wrote a piece called Truth Spoken Here. Truth Spoken Here came just a few years after she had the opportunity to open for the African American Muslim social justice activist Malcolm X. Truth Spoken Here. 1970. 1970 jazz artist Alice Coltrane released her signature composition, Journey into Satyananda. Alice was getting the return of her well-beingness, her mental well-beingness back after the ascension of her husband, John Will.I.am Coltrane. And she found this by way of taking on a spiritual lifestyle that seemed to help her to feel better about herself since John had ascended. Well, she took the sounds of India, merging that with the Indian ragas, gospel and jazz, and developed this new kind of soul jazz blend. This is a part of social justice. We spoke on well-beingness. Alice was able to regain hers, merging this tone, this sound, by way of the album, Journey into Satyananda. Awareness. He has a name. Jazz artist Brandee Younger wrote the composition, Awareness. He has a name. It was a tribute to the life of Trayvon Martin. And in the writing of this beautiful composition, in celebration of his life, she donated 100% of the money that she would have made to the NAACP fund, their defense fund, in honor of Trayvon Martin. Awareness. He has a name. George Washington Dennis. George Washington Dennis, an African-American man brought to San Francisco from the Carolinas round about the early part of the gold rush and just before the Civil War. George Washington Dennis was a black man brought here to San Francisco, enslaved. George was able to buy his freedom right here in San Francisco. He went on to become a very successful man breaking horses. Some people call it training horses. He became a millionaire right here in San Francisco and had a livery where he would have the horses taken care of. In 2015, I received a commission from the San Francisco International Festival and poet laureate at the time, Devorah Major, to compose a piece in his honor. Wealth is about social justice. He became a wealthy man here in San Francisco, a free wealthy man, an abolitionist, and someone who fought for the rights for all people, black people, to be free. We call this piece G-Dub's Livery. 1969. 1969, the Black Jazz label was established in Oakland, California. There were several wonderful artists on that label. It didn't last very long, but the Black Jazz label was committed to social justice, and all of the lyrics and songs were about social justice, wealth, health, well-beingness, opportunity, and justice. The songs that came from that label and from those artists often became anthems that were sung not just in Oakland or the Bay Area or California, but nationwide. A husband and wife team that were signed to the Black Jazz label, Doug and Jean Carn, wrote several songs that became the anthems of the Black Power movement and of social justice. One of those songs was called Chant. Chant, together we live, together for life. 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 Let's move forward together, sing a chant for the freedom of man. We're all out here together, sing a chant for the freedom of man, on and on, going hand in hand. Sing the songs for the freedom of man, on and on, going hand in hand. Sing the songs for the freedom of man. Let's move forward together, sing a chant for the freedom of man. We're all out here together, sing the chant for the freedom of man. Let's move forward together, sing the chant for the freedom of man. We're all out here together, sing the chant for the freedom of man. Together we live, together for life. Together we live, together for life. My wonderful drummer, Leon Joyce Jr. on drums. My absolutely amazing upright basses, Arthur Chico Lopez on upright bass. My name is Destiny Muhammad. Big shout out to SF Jazz for putting on the school day concerts. So pleased to be on board. And a big shout out to all of you who are tuning in and taking the opportunity to watch it. We pray everything is well and wonderful in your life. And soon again, we'll all get a chance to be together. Together we live. Together we live. Together for life. Together we live. Together for life. Let's move forward together. Sing a chant for the freedom of man. We're all out here together. Sing the chant for the freedom of man. On and on, going hand in hand. Sing the songs for the freedom of man. On and on, going hand in hand. Sing the songs for the freedom of man. Let's move forward together. Sing the chant for the freedom of man. We're all out here together. Sing the chant for the freedom of man. Together we live. Together for life. Together we live. Together for life. Together we live. Together for life. Together we live. Together for life.
Good Gratitude Day. My name is Destiny Muhammad. I'm absolutely excited to be on board today with the alumni from the Black Jazz record label that had a huge presence throughout the California United States. Black Jazz record label went from 1969 to 1976. However, these jazz artists have continued. I will introduce Calvin Keys, Henry Franklin, and Doug Karn, and radio personality and all-around good guy, Greg Bridges. My name is Destiny Muhammad. I'm just going to step back, turn it over to Greg Bridges, and allow him to do more with the moderation and conversation, really, with these wonderful artists.
Well, thank you. Hello. I am very pleased to be a part of this. I want to give a big thanks to you, Destiny, for inviting me to be involved, and to SF Jazz for making this happen. And for the cats who are here today, each of whom has contributed greatly to my music knowledge, to my entertainment, and also to spiritual upliftment through music. Calvin, Henry, and Doug Karn. First off, I want to start off by saying thanks to each of you for what you've contributed to music throughout each of your careers. And we want to start talking about Black Jazz Records. The label began in 1969, and there was a lot going on throughout society at that time. I mean, the civil rights movement had morphed into the Black Power movement. You had Martin Luther King Jr., who had been assassinated the year before Black Jazz began. Malcolm X, who had been assassinated a couple of years before that. So there was a lot going on around society, especially when it concerned Black people. How did society's happenings influence each of you musically?
I moved to LA in 1969. And like I said, I was in touch with this outstanding bassist, Mr. Larry Gales, who had just moved to LA from New York after working with the Lonely and Spirit Monk all them years. And he had a coffee shop that he opened up in the Leimert Park area. And that's where I met Gene Russell, who was the founder of Black Jazz Records. Gene decided to do the Black Jazz Records. He asked me, would I be interested in recording? I said, I'd love it, because that was one of my reasons to move into Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. And that's where it started with me. so much going on then in dealing with us African Americans or Black folks in the United States. Like you were saying, all the masters and promoters of getting the freedom that we needed had been assassinated, and so we had to make a statement, and that's what we did with the Black Jazz record label.
Well, Gene was always kind of a businessman. He had the idea of trying to form a label, and when he got the opportunity, he did. We were offered the opportunity to make a statement, and our statement through music was, at least my statement through music was, to be acknowledged, to be equal, and to be a little more militant.
Well, I'd come to the understanding of myself that I had dedicated my life to this music, long time ago when I was 9, 10, 11, 12 years old,
Right.
And some of this music, you could tell that it was church music, but it was sophisticated. It was highly Afrocentric, I said, this needs to be explained, so the people will know what they're listening to. So this is what I did. I took what was there that fitted into my goals and aspirations and the way I wanted to see the world, man. It's nothing more beautiful to me, man, than seeing large numbers of Black people getting off on something good,
Yeah.
Boy, I love that,
When Destiny called me to come and do this with her in these, letting the people know what's happening with this label, I was astonished, and I feel very good because it's, we get more action internationally than we do nationally. But
Right.
nationally, we'll start getting some more play out of our albums. And I got, hey, it's a job. It's a job. And so it don't be for the coronavirus, we'd probably be over there touring right now. But like I said, that was a blessing because we knew our music was being played, but the response we got from over in Europe, in
Right.
it was like, oh my goodness gracious.
Man, one of your songs has been sampled quite a bit. And
yeah, there's a couple of them. One of them was written by Al Hall Jr., Cosmos Dwellers. Tribe called Crest. They sampled that one. And a couple of groups have recorded The Skipper and sampled it.
Right. Soft Spirit has also been sampled a bit too, man.
Soft Spirit too, yes.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. When I used to go to Europe in the 80s and 90s and ever since the 80s, every time I would go to Europe, somebody would always come up to me with an album, either the Skipper album or the Skipper at Home, and ask me to sign it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at this and I'm saying, wow, we didn't do too bad. Like, contrary to what they say that we owe them money for non-sales, I don't care if we were in Switzerland or Yugoslavia, somebody would always come up with an album, want me to sign it. So distribution was wonderful. And, we were doing it for a long time over there.
Mm-hmm.
Just like America.
I've been getting a gig all my life, Seemed like I used to make more money when I was in high school and college than I got with a hit record on the radio, coming out, And I tell you, to this day, Black businessmen have paid me more money than the white ones, I'm telling you, it's one or two gigs that I had, and more recently when me and Gene got back together, then I started making a decent salary, And if you remember when Bird and Billy Eckstein and all of them had this gig in Hollywood, and they drove all the way out there, and they came to set up They want to make them come in the back door. And they said, well, we got to come in the back door. I mean, you know, ain't nobody here. The club not open now. We understand. We're not trying to buck the system. But Billy Eckstein just didn't like it. One word to led to the next. And they decided they weren't going to play. They drove all the way from New York to LA, and the people didn't treat them right. They didn't play. So they was down in the hood, you know. And so they was out in the hood on Central Avenue and having dinner. And one of the local gangsters, one of the bumpy green kind of people, came in there and says, yeah, man, I see you guys down on Hollywood, man. That's wonderful, man. We used to come play in the clubs, you know. They say, well, we ain't playing. This is what you mean, you ain't not playing. No, we ain't playing, man, because they want to make us come in the back door just to get set up, you know. They said, air conditioning man come in the front door. The painters come in the front door, you know. Why we got to, and we find great artists, you know. So he said, well, look, how much they was paying with y'all, you know. How much was y'all going to make it? He told them, he laughed, he said, that ain't no money. Y'all come into my club and play tonight, tomorrow night, and Sunday, I'll pay you that. You know, never underestimate the black man. You sure did, you know. Man, they won't, and then you got to be honored to take them gigs, you know. You got to feel honored, you know.
Right.
And we invented honor, you know. We invented the honor God, you know.
There's a generation of listeners right now who aren't aware of the legacy that each of you have. And I should once again introduce you all for folks to really understand. Henry the Skipper Franklin is a cat who has played with many. You've heard him on Hugh Masekela's biggest hit, Grazing in the Grass, amongst many. He's also played with Gene Harris and the Three Sounds. He's led his own group for numerous years. And as you've heard a little while ago, he has SP Records, which houses a lot of his music and the music of the group Three More Sounds and other things. You've got Calvin Keys, who's played with Ray Charles and Ahmad Jamal and played with many others and influenced many others. I mean, actually, Calvin was an influence on the great Pat Metheny, to the point where Pat Metheny named a song after Calvin Keys. So Calvin is a cat who continues to perform and record today. And Doug Karn, another cat who continues to perform and record today, but his legacy goes way back. Doug has played with Shirley Horn and Lou Donaldson, you know, led his own groups through some of these phenomenal, groundbreaking Black jazz recordings. He's also played and performed with Earth, Wind and Fire. He has a new recording out now. I'm glad to say that each of these musicians here today are musicians who continue to do what they do, which is what first gave us the love for what they do. As Black jazz has and had quite a roster, so it's good to see that you cats are still out here, you know, spreading the word and giving acknowledgement to the legacy of this label. But I want to give a big thanks to Destiny Muhammad for making this happen. Big thanks to Destiny for inviting me to be a part of this with three musicians, again, who were definitely a part of my growing experience. And big thanks to the SF Jazz for giving Destiny this platform to make this happen.
I wanted to add as we prepare to close out, I wanted to say I'm so grateful that you all could come on and share this. You all have just helped me to move to another level. I got plenty of practice to do and a lot more listening to do just of your voices and your music. Greg, you know you're my dude, man. Thank you so much for your moderation and your continued support of my work throughout the years. SF Jazz, I'm going to get you for being so kind. Y'all, I'm going to get you back. Thank you all so much. Much love.